Hey everyone, it's Dr. Kate. I just wanted to hop on quickly and there's a question I get often when I talk about communication or I'm giving um, advice or talking to my friends just about things I've learned or things I know. And that is, what is the difference between communication, psychology, and other social sciences? When I talk about what I do and what I'm passionate about, people sometimes will look at me and say, isn't that psychology? Understanding people is really what social sciences is all about, how we interact with the world, with other people. But we come to the topic in different ways. So, the simplest way that I've found to really describe the difference between psychology and communication is this. Understanding human behavior from a psychology perspective means digging into the person, the individual. Psychologists believe that who we are is inside of us, and understanding human behavior from a communication perspective really means investigating our interaction with others and our environment. So, communication scholars believe who we are is really based on those interactions, right? I'm sure that you all know, like psychologists, psychotherapists, will talk a lot about relationships and those interactions, but it all is just stemming from the belief in where change happens, where we learn things, where really who we are is coming from. There's a lot of overlap from the two different perspectives. They aren't necessarily in opposition from each other. We need both of them. It's just two different ways to think about and understand people. Neither perspective is wrong. And I come from this communication background or communication perspective. So when I'm on here talking about things, I really believe that who we are is based on our interactions with others and also with our environment. So I think a lot about this as a similarity to the nature versus nurture argument, which I also think there's a little bit of both things happening. I think the same with, our identity and things like that as well. But I'm just more interested in the quote unquote nurture aspect of human behavior. I personally feel there's more we can change and impact when we look at our environments and our interactions than when we look within ourselves. Other social sciences, anthropology, sociology, political science, economics, social sciences are really any academic discipline that focuses on the relationship between people and societies or the cultures that they live in. So anthropology, is really this holistic approach to understanding cultures of people, really keeping in mind biology, linguistics, history. It is a broad topic. Economics is also a social science that aims to understand how we produce and use money in a society. Traditional economists often think of money and decisions in terms of supply and demand. There's a branch of economics now called behavioral economics that takes into account how human behavior impacts our decisions around wealth and how we distribute and consume money, which I personally find so fascinating. I love thinking about, so I just don't believe that things are so logical. Humans are just not logical. We're very emotional beings, and we react and have different kinds of dimensions with different parts of society based on our emotions. And I think that's just a really interesting aspect when you start to think about economics and bringing in how humans are not necessarily rational beings that are going to make decisions about money or products based on supply and demand. It's also partly, where marketing comes from and sales and all those things, how we sell to people, how we get people to buy products, make decisions, change behavior. I think it all intertwines, and it's very fascinating to me. The last one I'll kind of mention is political science, which is an academic discipline focused on theory and practice of politics. And then I guess there's also one more, sociology, which deals with the systems or the study of a whole society. So again, similar holistic approach as something like anthropology. So those are different kind of academic disciplines within the social sciences. I just come at human behavior from this communication perspective where I believe our interactions with others, with our environments, with society, is the basis of who we are. And when we look deeply at those things, we can understand ourselves better, we can understand others better. We can also interact with the world in a better way that then produces better results for us, for our relationships, for society as a whole, and how we move forward in this world. It's all that I have for you today. Thanks for listening.